And here we are. Welcome to another live stream. Let me know if you can hear me, because that is basically the name of the game here. Then we got 50% of this little show going. Lots of things to talk about. I mean, it's almost overwhelming what's going on, and time is of essence. So it's dead. Polkadot and its ecosystem is dead. Better to shift new narrative coins. There we go. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Vex. Well, yeah, everybody has an opinion until things take off. Now, it's a different time, and I always say I'm gonna try to rush through things because there's a lot to talk about. I'm gonna go over many things briefly because there's a lot to digest. However, before we will go into the news and more detailed things, I will start off with showing the portfolio, our Polkadot Kusama portfolio. I also want to say not a lot has changed. And the reason being is because we've been, adding positions all throughout 2023, and now we're basically waiting for them to go up. Now there are news. We are adding a new coin, a new dot today. It's an old dot. We have had it before in the past. We got rid of it, but now we will re-enter. And because we got a ride on that AI wave, right? So we will go through the holdings we have. So for those of you, just want to see the portfolio and so on and listen to the asset allocation, we're going to do that first. And then we're going to go say hello to the chit chat, and then we go through the news, and then I think we will call it a good Saturday. And so that's how we're gonna start. So let's just start. Here we go. Our portfolio, we have it here. We have it listed on CoinMarketCap. Call it Polkadot 2025. Now, as you all know, as I said yesterday, if you saw that little video, is the portfolio. We could see we were peaking on December 24th, 2023. And then since then, we've been gone down a little bit. However, we're still up, right? We're still happy, but it is nothing to where we expect to be. And I'm always in the way. This is also, it's a fantastic thing. So I'll put myself very little and put myself up in the top. I don't know where to put myself. I'm always I'll just make myself smaller here. There we go. So, so because I sometimes have the feeling that a lot of you, I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I have been repeating myself all throughout 2023. And sometimes I feel you want to, there's this little dot or little coin, and we gotta buy it, and I can't keep up doing that every time, because I believe that in the long term, being a real investor, it takes patience, and it takes the commitment to believe, to the dedication of the coins or projects that you have chosen and invested in. So not a lot of change. We're still holding on to Kusama. From the time that we got in, we're up only 18%, right? So it's pretty, not a lot has happened there. Moonriver up 155% since we got in. And our dots only up 56%. And it's also been going down here in the past few months, right? Very optimistic, and we will look at all the news. Energy Web token, as we spoke about, is the only one where we are down. Still see good things happening. We've been averaging in the past month, adding more Energy Web tokens to the portfolio. Also, I wrote that in the Telegram chat. Happy about that. Litentry also still holding, only up 10% since we got in. Crossed Network, which is decentralized storage, still holding on to that. However, there is a new thing that is within the Polkadot ecosystem, and it's been there for a while, and this is called Polkadot's new storage hub Parachain targets improved data storage efficiency. So what this is going to be is that Storage Hub is going to be a public goods parachain optimized for file-based storage and larger data sets that are challenging to manage for conventional storage solutions. Now, I've been looking a little bit of this, and when the first thing is, when it's a public goods parachain, that means that it is kind of it's kind of available for all parachains, for the entire ecosystem, and it's not a specific project where they will issue coins or tokens. It's part of the Polkadot. It's part of Polkadot. So in order to to interact with Storage Hub, you would use dots, and probably it's going to be competition to the other storage solutions. Now, I've also been trying to research it a little bit. What sets it apart from the other decentralized storage solutions that we have within the entire ecosystem of Polkadot? The reason why I'm saying this is because we all need to do some research here. Is this going to, what kind of impact is this Storage Hub public goods parachain have on one of my lovely favorite dots, which is obviously crossed network and crossed shadow. Now, so also you also do some research. See, does it have an impact or not? And I'm also pointing this out because sometimes it cannot all be very good news. Being an investor, it's risky. You got to identify the potential market leaders of tomorrow, and that always something can happen. Some other project can come and win and get away with the grand prize. So I just wanted to point that out. As of now, of course, we're still holding on to our crossed network and crossed shadow. Origin track, yeah, there we are up 145%. And we are happy. That's actually also an AI token. I mentioned yesterday that I would share with you how we're gonna stake there, and I was on it the most of the morning, and I gotta say I was a little bit disappointed when it came to staking the track token. Now, as you can see here, I went in there and they got a fantastic dashboard, and everything is kind of good and whatever. However, there is a real problem, and the problem is that if you want to delegate your tokens, well, then you have to find a node holder. And just to summarize it up, is that one node can maximum have 2 million track tokens. After that, it's a soft close. And only the big nodes are getting rewarded, as I understand. Getting rewarded, and they are the ones reaping all the staking rewards. So if you want to delegate your track tokens, you need to find a node holder. And if you can go in and see, so here we got one with there are lots, with 2 million. And then you would think between 2 million, there must be some with around 1.5 million that still have room for another 500,000 tokens or whatever. No. The next one that comes after the 2 million, 1.999, is 203,000, which means if I would allocate Betty's, 20,000 track tokens, we're not going to get any rewards because the node is too small to be chosen, and simply we won't get anything. So I chose not to stake or to add those or delegate our track tokens. The other reason is that the APR, even on the big nodes, is somewhere between 10, maximum between 5 and I think 12%. But if you want to withdraw your track tokens, then there's like an 28 or 29 days cooling period. And I don't like that. The reason why I don't like that, I think is because at some point we might actually see a hockey stick. And when we're going to see a hockey stick, or when the market is really overbought and we want to sell, you don't want to be in a position where it takes you almost 30 days to get your tokens. So we're not going to stake no track tokens. Centrifuge. Centrifuge is, from my point of view, the real world asset project protocol within the Polkadot ecosystem. And it's up 153% since we got in, which is a long time ago. Now with Centrifuge, there's also some great news actually, and they just keep producing good results and good news. They were raising $15 million in order to scale adoption of institutional DeFi. Now, what is interesting here is that they were looking to raise 15 million and it was oversubscribed. That means that they could have raised even more. And I mean, you can yourself go in and say, I don't know all these investors, but what is interesting again is that it's hot. People are throwing money. People just want to invest in everything that has to do with real world assets being tokenized onto the blockchain. So I think this is also great news, even though, you know, I think we are all impatient, right? We all wanted to take off and go off quicker than things do. But so Centrifuge, and of course we're also holding Alt AI, right? It's ugly cousin on Kusama. Pokedex, since we got in, down 42%. Maybe that's an opportunity, but I would classify Pokedex, as we also spoke about. I mean, they're still improving the technology. They're working hard. It's kind of a cool feeling to trade there. Let's see. There are many decentralized opportunities. We're still holding down 42%. You would actually be able, because I'm not adding to this position. So if you would buy today, you would get that token 42% cheaper than I got it for Betty. Don't tell Betty. And remember, everything I say and do should not be considered financial advice, right? That is important. So, Kilt protocol. We have also been holding. We don't speak so much about Kilt. I love Kilt, and actually been adding a lot of Kilt tokens. And the reason is it's really down from its all-time high. Well, that's not the real reason, right? That we are getting into Kilt. It's down 98% from its all-time high. And I think Kilt, it's funny when you look at Kilt and you look at the chart, it really, I think I mean, the hockey stick is just around the corner. Maybe not, I mean, in a few months. Look at this. If you go in and look at the chart, I mean, this is, I think it's waiting for an explosion. I love Kilt. And there was also some news that made me actually convince me even more to increase our position. And that is that, you see, some of the future things that we need for the Web3 to work is, of course, the digital identity on the blockchain, right? And Kilt is specialized in that. They already, have some big German clients, major clients. And what they've done now is that they've been able to get their decentralized identity provider, DIP, can now enable cross-chain solutions. So basically what this means is that, well, first of all, they've been able to complete all the milestones that the Polkadot Treasury grant for developing the decentralized identity provider. And using DIP means that any chain can become an identity provider, and any parachain, and in the future external chains like Ethereum, Solana, can integrate Kilt and or other identity providers for their identity needs. And this is obviously important, cross-chain interoperability, and I have a feeling it's only a matter of time until Kilt is gonna take off. Now, I also want to say we're not staking Kilt, because for that you got to download another wallet, the Soren wallet, and I think you get there 5 to 6%. So since we are, targeting or hoping that we're going to get these 100x or 1000%, this 5% staking and then in and out and so on, it's simply too complicated. And this is also one thing that I'm sure that a lot of you are dealing with, is it's not always straightforward and simple doing business within the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. Nevertheless, Moonbeam added a lot of Moonbeam today, especially this morning here we added a good portion of our Moonbeam. And as I've been speaking about before, we are staking Moonbeam and Moon River. I've said that a few times, on Moonwell. And remember there, when you stake your I mean, when you stake there your DOT or your Moonbeam, then you receive Moonwell or MFAM tokens that you can then also stake. And we've seen a huge increase in the MFAM tokens and not in the Well tokens and not in the MFAM tokens. As I've also said before, I think there's a huge potential because when you go into DeFi Llama, when you go in and look at the Moonbeam ecosystem, and you can see that Moonwell is the biggest lending platform within the Moonbeam ecosystem. I mean, I mean, if you're new to this, then Moonbeam, Moonwell, Glamour, MFAM, Moonriver, I mean, it all sounds like the same, right? But it's not. But anyway, I think if you follow this little channel, you know what I'm talking about. So Moonwell is the biggest protocol on Moonbeam. There we are getting, but we bought specifically more MFAM, which is the biggest DEX on Moonriver. And you can see here Moonwell Apollo, was it's called, with the tokens MFAM, and it's the number one on Moonriver, even though they only have a total value logged in of 3.8 million. So this is kind of like repeating things what I'm telling you guys, but this is how it is. Sheeten network we're also holding, right? And a star, of course. You can see Sheeten is only up 1% since we got in there, and a star 63. I think it's only a matter of time. Pendulum down 35%. They also got some news. However, they're doing good. I think that's good. All there, 265% up, and that's nice. We got Sealer Network, of course, Cross Shadow, and Nodl. As you know, speaking a lot about Nodl, I love it. And today we are adding, just so before we promote it too much, Fala Network. So we are adding Fala Network to our Polkadot portfolio. And we had it before, sold them, but now we are entering again. So this is like the core update of what's going on. I think there was something I wanted to. No, that's about it. So adding Fala. Yeah, what I did want to point out to you guys is that, because we had the question last time, right? There was a question: is should you sell your dots and buy Nodl? It is really, really important. I gotta emphasize that again. You gotta have a well-diversified portfolio. And when I say that we add or we buy a new coin, remember we have Betty has a very large portfolio. And so never put all your, eggs in one basket. And we're all looking for this special coin with low market cap that can generate 1 million X, right? Of course, I also want that. They're very hard to find. Nodl could be one of them, right? MFAM could be one of them. But of course, it's always better to go with some of the big boys. That's it. Let's go see who's in the chit chat, and then we will start with the news and the update. And that's about that. And I'll have a little sip here of my Bama Mama. So let's see here. Ooh, all this talking. We got great weather here in Ukraine. No bombs where we are, and lovely weather. So let me see here, Vex. Vex, it's nighttime there. I'm just finishing my morning stroll. Where have you been strolling around, Vex? Around Disneyland? It's good to see Oliver here. And what else? So I think there are not so many people here. Watch Blockchain Bully is here. And what do you say? Main drawback is Kusama and Dot. Why one need two chains? Waste of money and time. Well, yeah, I love staking, where you get great returns in other small coins. Yeah, the staking is good. Yeah, Moonwell performed recently due to space hype. Otherwise, well, also dead. I can... Crypto, rest in peace. I guess you're a new investor or you're slightly younger. Because patience is a virtue, and it seems not to be one of your strong core beliefs. Be patient. I was also not patient, and I'm not a patient individual, but you gotta, and Sandra, how are you? You gotta, you see, I believe in Polkadot, and I've been, promoting this now here for 3 years, and we have earned very good with that. But it's not just about earning, it's really about identifying the technology and what they are developing. So let's run into the PPT. I mean, I also have to say it's almost like so much, and a lot of it is heavy. You know, it's heavy stuff. So, but technological. Anyway, let's go over. I'm gonna run. Because there's so many slides that we have here. So, well, top Polkadot parachains by the total of USDT. We see a star, number one, and then we got Moonbeam, Interlay, Hydrix, and Asset Hub. There is some news. You see, usually we always see the same parachains, top parachains, being number 1, 2, 3 in all categories. It's very interesting to look at this. Number of transactions in March, right? Moonbeam would have been usually number 1, and 2.6 million transactions in March is a lot. All of a sudden, we got Fala Network with twice that amount, 4.3 million. And on a third place, we got NeuroWeb. So there's some things there that have changed. And that's also why we're getting into Fala, right? So you can see top 10 parachains on Polkadot by daily signed extrinsic number in March. And what is this extrinsic? Can't pronounce that. That refers to the count of user-initiated transactions or interactions with a blockchain network, as opposed to internal protocol-level transactions. I mean, there's a lot going on for Fala there. We are adding a smaller position again, and it does require more due diligence. But Fala, I think it's. I don't think we're gonna go very wrong there. But it's amazing, 8.9 million compared to Polkadot on the second place with 600,000. Then we got Nodl that we love with 424,000. Then Polkadot is really trying to enter and promote itself as the blockchain for AI, and I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm very optimistic with Polkadot. I think things will still take time. Have a little bit of patience, and I'm sure things will play out wonderful. Guys, I just need to. Something is wrong here with the presentation. 1 second. Yeah, that should be better now. What else do we have? There's no real groundbreaking news, I would say. So the AI, Polkadot is going to obviously offer for AI protocols also true interoperability, transactional scalability, high energy efficiency, because it's important that AI algorithms can crunch numbers without leaving a massive carbon footprint, right? That is very important. We need that. When it comes to total active accounts, Moonbeam number 1, and then we got second Astar, and then Nodl, and then Mentor, and Akala. Akala down there, you can also see here on the top 5, we can see Akala down there on a 5th place with 3,100 versus Moonbeam with 115,000. Remember, we're not great fans of Akala or Karura. When it comes to the first quarter recap of fees, revenue, expenses, valuation, and core developers, it all looks consistent. It's increasing. It's going in the right way. So everything is on track there. Again, we can see top parachains by number of events. Fala is now number 1, then Moonbeam, NeuroWeb, Polkadot, Astar, Nodl, Bitcoin. So there are some new ones, but more or less. Some of the big ones that we are, of course, holding: Moonbeam, Polkadot, Astar, right? Also Nodl, even though it's smaller. We're now holding also Fala. And let me know you should also do some research and share with me which dots you like. Now, maybe some news regarding the meme coins. Dot is dead. What a disaster that was. What a disaster. This shit has cost me so much time. And every time you would go in to the Telegram group or wherever, there was just pure chaos always. Always confusion and chaos. And how they could fuck it up like they did, it's unbelievable. Well, I guess it has been listed, and the price went down. I'm really not covering or looking at this anymore. They did everything wrong that they could. They were telling us they were going to announce when the cutoff date was going to be, or when they were going to take a snapshot. I personally wanted to move my or Betty's dots from the moon from Moonbeam to back to Polkadot, and because then I felt it would be easier. But of course, then all of a sudden they took a snapshot. Then they said we were gonna get 1,000 DED tokens for each dot. And then they changed that to 36, and I mean back and forward, back and forward. However, so since we had our dots on Moonbeam, we were waiting for them. And the Dot is Dead project were not even able to send the DED tokens to the right Moonbeam account. So I wanted to read you this comment here from Michele, who is the Treasury Council member of Moonbeam. I think he really, I mean, you could not say it better. He said, XC dot holders, but these are the dot on Moonbeam. Holders are eligible for the DED airdrop and they have to receive it. Full stop. If the DED team is not capable to put in place a fix to their mistake today, then just let us know by when they estimate to do it. And I'm sure he's a nice guy. And he says, I'm usually quite diplomatic, but to be honest, this story is really nasty. This is not the way to take care of a community. The DED team needs seriously to take some minutes to think about this topic in a serious way. This was their error. They have to fix it ASAP. If they need time, just tell us. So I think it's fair to say that this thing is over. I'm really not going to follow it very, very much anymore. This leads me to that there's Pink, right? So how to buy DED. We're not going to buy that. So there's this other meme coin, and I think Pink is doing pretty good. Now, they're still allocating specific reward opportunities where you can either play some games. I don't have time for that, unfortunately. But Pink is also, partnering up with other parachains, and especially here with Cross Network. So I am going to participate here in this, partnering with Pink and Cross Network, because we got a few tokens there. And I will let you know how this is going to go. I actually think that I was paying more attention to Dot is Dead, but the Pink team, and I mean, they seem to be way more organized and better. Anyway, we're not so much into the meme coins, right? Then, of course, Gavin Wood, he introduced the gray paper of the planned upgrade at the token 2049 crypto conference in Dubai. And as always, it's all about being more efficient, being more interoperable. It's about being more secure, and it's about going more green and all them goodies, right? So, I mean, if you really want to go into the technicalities of that, you should read that jam. What I love about Polkadot, they sure got a good corporate identity, right? Jam. I mean, it looks like we're going to some concert or something. But then you sit there and then you listen 2 hours about things that if you're not a programmer, don't understand a lot about. But still interesting. This is maybe more things that we understand, and that is the sponsoring, right? So Polkadot, they're revolutionizing sports sponsorship, and now they're going into this Connor Daly's Indy 500 into motorsport. Is a good thing. As we spoke about before, they are also now sponsor deal with Inter Miami, and I think Messi is playing there, and some other big players. This is good. This is what we need. We need attention. We need other people to understand what the future of finance is going to be and where it is. That's about it, guys. I mean, there's so much more, but I don't know if it really, things that we need to. I don't want to bore you with that. And if you really want to know it specifically, then you can go and look at that. That's it from me. And what do you say? Talk about Arcana. Yeah, terrible. Everything is with this DED. What I'm saying, what I think, we need patience. I don't find that the news, they're so terribly exciting. They are, right? There are many good news. But it's probably, for us, for you and I, we want to see price increase, right? We want to see our portfolios grow. We're tired of good news. All we did 2023 was read about news. Upgrade here, update there, this and that. I mean, now we want to see our tokens go up. That's how I feel about it. Guys, I love you. And have a good weekend. I'll be back probably Monday, Tuesday. That's all I gotta say. Stay strong, stay home, and get yourself some dots. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.